What's going on, YouTube? Ferocity here. Hope you guys are doing well. It's been a week since XDefiant implemented a major change into their netcode, and I'm very curious to know what you think regarding the netcode now in XDefiant. Because for me personally, I think that it has improved greatly since even the launch of Season 2. Now, there are those odd moments where hit detection feels a little off, or you die around a corner, but it's definitely not as bad as it once was. And you can definitely see that they've taken positive steps forward to rectify the issue that we once had, which was definitely frustrating and could be arguably game breaking. I mean, it's probably been the number one concern this community has had prior to the game's launch. And it feels as if it's finally in a respectable state. But I don't want to focus so much on last week's change to the netcode. I want to focus on this week's change to the netcode, as there is a brand new patch that drops today in XDefiant. So let's go through this big change for the netcode from the official patch notes, which will be linked down below in the description, as I always try to do. In the previous update, we made additional adjustments to the kill trade window that narrow time span in which two players can die simultaneously by exchanging fire. We refined this window by splitting it into two different time-based on the weapons wielded. High damage weapons, snipers, marksmen, shotguns, same pistols, have a longer window. Low damage weapons, any not listed above, have a reduced trading window. These adjustments should improve the natural flow of kill trades. They'll happen when you expect them to happen, but reduce kill trading overall, while preventing a hit marker being displayed, yet no damage being dealt on death. We continue to monitor this and adjust where necessary. Very positive change, because I think everyone remembers at the start of Season 2 when kill trading was at its height, it was a frustrating mechanic to deal with. None of us liked it, none of us wanted to deal with it, and luckily now it seems like we're moving away from it being a band-aid fix to the netcode and instead being a part of the game, but a more realistic part of the game. So that's nice to see. There's also another change that I want to touch on here, which has to do with the audio. They tune footsteps to ensure that sprinting, running, and walking fade in and out naturally at the correct distances from the player. Crouch walking remains silent, the stealthiest way to travel. Friendly footsteps, meanwhile, should only become audible at closer distances. These changes address player feedback that enemies were sneaking up on them, approaching silently around corners, and were otherwise difficult to hear. This was a problem that was pointed out by Blame Truth a few weeks ago, where it was a little game breaking to have people completely sneak up on you from behind or around a corner, and it just didn't seem to fit with the overall themes of XDefiant to just have people sneak around like that. And that's not the way the game was prior. So it's nice to see that they've made this fix. It's nice to see that they implement changes like this to correct problems that the community notes. They mention feedback directly in here, and this is why I've given so much praise to XDefiant and their development team. They're constantly listening to feedback. They're constantly trying to tune things to make it the best game for this community, not the best game for themselves. They're willing to take the lumps and say, hey, this didn't work out, so let's make changes to it. I love that, and this is one of the reasons why I think XDefiant needs to succeed, and why I want it to succeed so badly is we should reward development studios trying to make the best game they possibly can for their community, not so much for themselves. And in recent memory, we've seen development studios get very arrogant towards their community and not make changes that would improve the quality of life of their game. And it's just not happening here with XDefiant. It could have been really easy for the XDefiant developers, Mark Rubin and team, to just sit there and say, no, we're not going to make these changes. We're going to go forth with our vision, our plan, and their game would have been worse off for it. It probably would be shut down by the end of Season 4 as a result. But right now, with all of the positive changes that we've seen with XDefiant, I don't see how Ubisoft can shut this game down, because it's only going to gain traction. It is only going to get more popular, because people are going to come back and they're going to see the great changes that they've made, the maps they've added, the weapons they've added, the factions they've added, and they're going to fall in love with all of those aspects of the game. And then in addition to it, they're going to see a much more polished experience. And when they compare it to other games out there, I think it's going to measure up where it used to fall short. And personally, this is the benefit that XDefiant has over some of the other games in this genre, where they're not trying to release a game every single year. This is what you get. They're not going to get saved by the next installment. They're not waiting for the next title to arrive. They know that they have to make it work now. XDefiant 2 isn't launching in 2025 or 2026. They have that long to continue to try to make this game the best it can be. Try to win back players that left. It's going to be a hard process. It's not going to be easy, and I don't think it should. I honestly believe that this process should be difficult to win back players that you lost. But by doing the hard work, like what we've seen XDefiant do over the course of Season 2, is how you win players back. There are more players I see now talking about it on social media, about how they're willing to go back to XDefiant. Give it another try. And that's more of the energy I want to see. And by making the right changes and making your game feel significantly better from launch to now is how you win those players back and keep them playing and retain them. I love this game. I want to see it succeed on the merits they've put forth. So I really hope that that's what we continue to see as we progress through Season 2 and into Season 3. I hope they follow that roadmap and continue to progress this game. Because, man, it's a lot of fun. That's the big thing with XDefiant. It's just a fun game. The gunplay is a ton of fun. The factions are a ton of fun. Everything about this game, I have a blast playing. So those are my thoughts on this newest patch. Those are my thoughts about the game in general right now. So I'm going to turn the question over to you. How do you feel about this game today versus how you felt about it at the start of Season 2, at the start of Season 1, at launch? Have your opinions improved? Have your overall perceptions of this game gotten better? I'm very curious to hear about it down below in that comment section. And as always, guys, if you enjoyed this video, please hit that like button. If you want to see more videos from me, please hit that subscribe button. And I'll see you guys next time. Bye.